And good morning, everybody. Microphone is on. My name is Osa. We are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Glenleathann. Sorry we're a bit late starting this morning. We have issues which may call the stream short, but for now, as planned, I'm going to get out there, sow a field, and probably roll it, at least that far. We might do more later. But Glenleathann is attached to the front of our big horse seeder, so we get a chance to play with this today. Oh, there it is. Zarian is at 75%, seeder's at 98%. And the field I want should be the one with line on it, just ahead of us. So April obviously will be seeding, will be rolling. And then there's not a lot else to do until, at least for our farm, until May, when we are going to need to, and for that, May, we will need to weed, I think, and fertilise this field. Although I think, as I said before, this field is quite highly nitrogenated, and I'm not sure that oats is that big of a crop. Okay, how do I... That's not the zoom out button. That might be... Yeah, that's the speed control. Forward. That's the zoom out button. Okay, now we can see the back of the doodad. We turn it on. Oh, that one. We lower it down and we go driving. So, gonna do most of this by eye, since we don't have GPS on many/any of our tractors yet. The Axion 800 might have, or 860 might have, but this equipment too heavy. Now this will direct drill, so should do our environmental score a lot of good. Lime obviously not until we harvest this field. And same with, I think, weeds and the other thing, fertilizer. So, yes, unfortunately, yesterday was the end of a huge teenage blow-up, which has resulted in her being grounded again, because why not? I really don't get the whole teenage thing. I was a teenager once. My sister was a teenager once. My sister was not a well-behaved teenager, but she was an angel compared with ours. But we'll see how that works out. It's a new month. Well, it's relatively a new month. Last month was the beginning of April, and obviously I haven't really been paying much attention to how much money I've got in my hobby fund, because there are a lot of spring sales on, and some stuff I might like to buy. I'm probably not buying anything in the way of computer games, because at this point, much as I would like to be playing computer games, my back, my hip are kind of precluding sitting at my desk for 20 hours in a day, which is what I used to back in 2017, 2018. Or at least it seemed that way. Yeah. Get up in the morning, check the news, work for 9 hours, and then stream for 3 or 4 hours in the evening. Plus we didn't have kids running around, so, or if we did, they were young, so they went to bed at like 8 o'clock in the evening, so I could do playing games in late evening to nightfall. But with the teenager, she's up till 10 o'clock. My back is just not working, so I'm not really up for doing much of anything except sitting on the soft couch. But we'll hopefully see how that works out, because I have a session with my specialist on Monday. We got the results of all the MRIs. The first one was on my back, which showed a lot of disc deterioration and some constriction on the sac that protects your spinal cord. So that's kind of a bad thing. So don't know what that's going to entail. Then we had the results of the hip only just Thursday, and that has a bad case of osteoarthritis, which again could be a problem. There's a tear in the cartilage is thinning, which I think that's what osteoarthritis is a thinning of the cartilage. So yeah, that's all good fun stuff, and specialist and I will be discussing that on Monday afternoon. The talk to the therapist, obviously, this week. My therapy session was Monday, so all we had was the back results, and he was kind of the opinion that, 3 weeks ago, when we came to the last authorised set of sessions and he requested an extension, he kind of basically said, I'm not sure this is really doing you any good, but I just seen the specialist day or two before, and the specialist said you should keep up with physical therapy. So he said, and I felt pretty much the same way. The physical therapy really isn't fixing anything, and don't really see the point in continuing it. But since the specialist wants you to do it, we'll do it for another month. So that's where that's at. Well, another month finishes on Tuesday. So I get to see the specialist on Monday, and then I get to see my physical therapy in theory for the last time on Tuesday. And of course I did suggest last week when I was talking to him, so Tuesday's probably going to be my last session, unless I have surgery, in which case I'll probably come back after that. He said, yeah, well, we'd love to see you again. But, yeah. Obviously at my advancing age, kind of need to take care of things, because injuries and problems are a lot more difficult to recover from as you get older. Now, I'm not saying I'm ancient, but hey, we used to go hunting dinosaurs when I was a kid, so let's try and get that straight. Okay. But yeah, well, as I said, we'll see where we go and what ends up happening. It'll be nice to know something. The other thing I did this week, I did a lot of misbehaving with lumber last weekend, and I now have the ends of the planter screwed together. So it's basically a 2x4, two 2x4s screwed together to make a sort of an angled leg. And then 3 foot 1x6s to make the end panel. So I've got 2 legs, and the end panel is all complete on both ends of the legs. Later I will be looking at what's the next thing I have to do. So we have to take everything up to the deck where it's going to be sitting, and I have to screw the sides on, screw the base supports and the bases on, get it all painted, and Mrs. Osa can start planting some potatoes in it. But we kind of didn't get anything done this week because weather. So that's why I was able to get the legs on, because obviously I can do that in the basement, and the end panels aren't heavy. It's once you start assembling it, that's when it gets heavy, and I'm going to have to put it all together later in situ. Then it gets painted. Then it gets some plastic sheeting in the middle, and then what do we do after the plastic sheeting? Then we start unloading dirt. Now, I did a quick calculation, and we're going to need quite a bit of dirt, and our minivan is not a 1-ton truck, so we're going to have to get dirt in what's the word for it? Get dirt in sort of multiple trips. So 10-year-old visiting girl was very upset. Oh, we have to go out and buy dirt bags. Yes, we do. I don't want to buy dirt bags. They have candy at the store that sells dirt bags. I want to go and buy dirt bags, so okay. But I think they're earlier yesterday afternoon they were planning that, but then teenage Osa had her explosion, so I don't know what's going to happen. But at the very least, getting the lumber up onto the deck so I can screw it all together. I've got I think most of this week we have no rain forecast. So I should be able to get it all assembled and potentially paint it myself. I might end up with a better job. And if I paint it in the right sequence, potentially Mrs. Osa could put plastic inside, because I've painted the insides. And then I can continue painting the outsides while she's installing plastic sheeting and adding some level of dirt inside. And then we'll have potatoes planted. She did plant carrots this year. Actually, she quite an interesting purchase. She bought the carrot seeds, and rather than being little packets, they were in sort of strips of paper or something. So all of the seeds were spaced out like they should be, and all you do is tear off a strip of seeds and open up a row and stuff it all, stuff the strip into the row. Now it still says you probably will have to thin out the carrots, which we kind of expected. Carrot seeds are very small and they don't all germinate, so you put 2 or 3 together so that in the hopes that one will grow. But then if too many grow in one spot, you have to thin them out, or they end up overpopulated and competing with each other, and you don't get a good crop. I have been paying a little bit more attention to depth of dirt, which I think is one of the reasons why we had, in some cases, a very poor yield on some of our crops, because I think our dirt was only about 8 to 9 inches deep, and big plants need a foot or more depth below them. So that's why I'm building the new planter, is probably about 15 inches deep, which is borderline what potatoes like, but should be workable for them. And there are a couple of other crops that she wants to plant that do need more than 12 inches of soil, or more than 10 inches of soil, so those she probably put in there as well. She also planted some onions. She planted quite a lot of onions, so we should have lots of onions. We should have lots of how are we doing? That was about half the tank of seed, so that's fine. Unfortunately, I don't know that I want to go out this way. This isn't a very long cedar, not like the blue one, so I might be able to make this turn a little easier. Who's in the fridge?
Barley, I think.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's the seeding done. I could look. No. Okay, first things first. We'll take this back to the yard. I might service the tractor. Hi.
After lunch or something like that, if you're feeling up to it, can we build the trampoline?
We have to assemble the planter this weekend while it's sunny outside. If we have enough time after that, I might look at doing a trampoline.
Yay!
But the ground needs to be dry as well, and it was raining a lot this week.
Yay!
Yeah. So anyway, so definitely the planter needs to be assembled. I've also got all the last pieces of my bench work for my model railway benches, all cut to size, and I've got 6 pairs of legs to screw onto some boards. And if I feel up to it, then that will probably happen today. The problem is I sit around and I think, oh, I don't want to go downstairs, I don't want to do that. etc., etc. And then once you actually get started, it only takes like 10 minutes to do the job, because it's a repetitive, do the same thing. So just that's not a thing. We will repair that. New Holland is repaired. There it is. Repaired. So yeah, it's kind of, I don't really think I need to concern. Yeah, it's sort of a thing of, if I'm actually in the basement and the drills are all set up and have enough charge in them, it's something that I could knock out in like 30 minutes. Putting the sides of the benches on is a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit, it's not the easiest thing to do when you have issues like I have, and just need to hold things together. I've got clamps, but sometimes it's easier to have two people, one on each clamp, organising it. Eeny, meeny, miny, that one. Don't think that's... Okay, let's do this. Rollers, this one. Okay, that's a field roller. That's a grass roller, that's a mulch. Okay, so we got the field roller loaded. And we might as well look at what's in the store for now. Big poop wagon, that would be fun. Andini, blah de blah de blah. That's good too, but that's way too big. Flat tractor. Electric thing. Yeah. If I was getting cows, yes, but not getting cows, so we're kind of good with this for the moment. So, first run of business, I think, in the New Holland. This replaced our little orange Renault. Has about 15-20 more horsepower than the Renault, which I think is going to help. The Renault, on some of our small equipment, is struggling with hills, and I think the extra 15-20 horsepower in this tractor is just gonna be for the best. Simply the best. And we still have £570,000 in the bank, which is good. What I might do is, once we've done all of this, I might look at contracts. I might not do any on the 1st of April. We've got the entirety of April. What we can do is skip a couple of days into April. Maybe check the grass prices, the grass field prices next to the yard, and make a decision about whether we want to buy any of them. I kind of would like to. Okay. So hopefully, goodness me, I can't see anything, but hopefully this should be a quick job. We're definitely making the speed, but this end of the field is high to low. So we do have the benefit of gravity. Ideas. The question will be coming back the other way as to whether it struggles or not. But blue tractors, not something we've had on the farm up until now. Hot PC. also something I can't do anything about at the moment. So a couple of reasons why finances have been a little bit tight over the last couple of weeks, because of an issue that happened when teenagers had turned 17. We were advised by the sheriff's department, and kind of agreed with them, that we should probably consider a security system. So they're not exactly cheap, but we now have one. And we also got, as I said earlier last month, we got some maintenance done on the house.
Hi!
Hi.
I've this took everyone's eardrums out.
Huh?
This took everyone's eardrums